has anybody jumped into the room or no?
No.
Not yet.
Oh, the mornings are tough.
You gotta quit smoking.
I gotta start smoking.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll dry it up. The coffee's good.
Thank you.
You bet.
It's going down smooth.
Oh my God.
So last week's episode, that picture that she posted, or
Yeah,
that map behind her,
I noticed.
I have the exact same
What
one.
is it?
It's just a map of the U.S.
Oh,
or
really?
the world, but it was like one of those Groupon ones or whatever.
Oh,
My
really?
father-in-law gave it to us.
Oh my God, that's funny. What are the chances, right?
Whoa.
You gotta turn this off.
Can't be having that.
I know. It's funny.
See, that's why Jake has that.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Oh my God.
I'd
You'd
be
be
hitting
doing
him
it
all
all
the time.
We'll have to try it.
So I have a small question.
I have a big answer.
I need for the news about this whole special podcast of Geoholics and Bruno. I need a bit of content. What is the theme for today? What are the topics?
Oh, go ahead, Ken.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, just I think geomatics and surveying, and maybe we can talk about the differences and some of the same different ways of surveying. The struggles that we have are pretty consistent across the world, but really just highlight the geospatial community.
Okay, perfect.
And we want to talk about the personality of the surveyor. I think every surveyor in the world have some personalities who is the same type of person, something like that.
Okay, I will put these two things together, and I will turn out my mic for a moment, and then I will be back and ready for you.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Are you ready?
So Bruno, do we know if anybody comes in? How do we know?
You can click on your right side. You have a chat and people.
Oh, people. Gotcha.
Yes, it's just us guys.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay, all right.
Sorry for that.
We need to get some people in here. Are they will Lennart record this and then show it somewhere? How does that work?
I don't know. We are my cousin are recording.
Okay.
Right now, you guys recording too?
No, we're not. No.
I can.
What does it record to? I'm so confused.
It's got this little micro SD in there.
Oh, really? Whatever you want to do.
See? No, because Jake usually just records it on his computer.
But you don't have to.
No, you can do it on there. That's why we bought the little micro SD card.
Gotcha.
But I think the INTERGEO is recording too. I don't know.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Ja, bist da drin.
Hey, Lennart.
Yes.
Please record too.
Which haircut?
record this podcast? I don't know.
Yeah, I have to start now. There's still a woman with a massive camera right next to me, and I'm quite nervous. So I will turn my computer in a few seconds when she's done, and then I will show you the big camera, which is on all of your faces.
Hey,
There it is.
Leonard.
Hello.
Hey, Leonard. Just picture her in her underwear. It'll be fine.
Okay, so how do you capture it, with OBS or?
I think it's OBS.
So while otherwise you can send me your data, because it's way more quiet in your studio than here in the exhibition hall, and maybe it's a bit smarter to use your audio if it's cool for you.
Yes.
But,
My cousin is recording.
Your cousin is the FA, or who is it?
He is the marketing director of Museum Masters. He sent a chat to right now.
So
Let's go.
let's go.
Excellent.
So Bruno, what is the biggest struggle in Brazil for land surveyors?
Well, what is the big problems?
Yes.
I don't know. I think is to get in the market, because we have low quantity of universities and to farm people, to graduate people, have a low quantity, and we need more on Brazil. And the challenge, if you're gonna start a new career, you don't have the experience, and it's a little bit hard to start. And if you want to be an entrepreneur in land surveyor, you have to buy your own total station. And for beginning, is a little bit hard to start to be a surveyor, but you definitely can do this on Brazil. Another difficulties are the tax and the bureaucracy of Brazil. It's a little bit hard, but is really good to be a surveyor here on Brazil.
So it's way more different than in Arizona, or do you have the same struggle, Ken?
We have pretty much the same struggles. You know, on the podcast, we have talked to surveyors from around the world, and it's really interesting that everybody pretty much is dealing with the same thing. You know, getting younger people interested in the profession is our biggest challenge. And like Bruno said, there's not a lot of post-secondary education opportunities for surveyors, and every state requires something different. You know, some states require a college degree, a 4-year degree. Some states require a 2-year degree and experience, and some states require no degree, and you can get licensed just based on experience. So those are just some of the challenges. But I agree with Bruno. It's a great profession, and the more we can talk about it, you know, the better off we're all going to be.
Ryan?
I agree completely with Kent. Like he said, we've talked to surveyors from around the world, and it's the global. I don't want to say it's a pandemic, but you know, the shortage. There we go. But yeah, the shortage is real, and you know, the profession is a good one. Everybody I've talked to has a passion for it. And you know, it's just a matter of recognition and getting the name of what it is. And what am I trying to say? Getting it in front of people.
Yeah, promoting it.
Yeah.
And-
That's the reason we do this podcast.
Exactly. And it's really, it goes much further and deeper than just surveying. You know, it's geospatial as a whole. You know, I mean, land surveyors fall under that. You know, GIS professionals, photogrammetrists like Ryan, scanning professionals. You know, even like virtual reality and artificial intelligence. I mean, geospatial has just taken on such a huge role, and it's a good time to be part of the geospatial community.
We developed the project Misery Masters for the same reason, because if we make content for internet, we can introduce our profession to young people and try to do something different and cool about surveying, to have more surveyors with us and get new young peoples in the market.
Yeah, and there's a lot of really exciting things happening. I noticed on the wall behind Bruno is a poster that was done by Get Kids Into Survey. And we know Elaine and Ellie Ball very well, and they have been working for a very long time to promote, you know, the surveying and geomatics professions to younger kids, and they're doing a great job with it. And I know it's really taken on, it's got some really good momentum here in the States. So, you know, kudos to them for everything they are doing to promote the profession to, you know, younger kids for sure.
So, but here are a lot of booths at the INTERGEO for people at the universities, and they are still in school, and to get them into the survey thing. So is there a big problem to get new people into this surveying thing, or so you need to put all that work, all that effort into it to get out new and more surveying people? Because I think it's so, the theme of all these things is so big. So there's this virtual reality thing, even the normal land surveying thing, there's the scanning thing. I think it's so big that it's super easy to get into it. So I'm a bit confused why it's so hard to find people who want to survey.
I think the biggest thing is that people don't know about the career. A really good example, Ryan and I did a presentation about surveying to 600 high school students. And we asked the question, how many people here know what a land surveyor does? And out of 600 people, one person raised their hand and said that she knew what a land surveyor does. And the only reason she knew is because she was part of the
FFA, Future Farmers
of America. And in one of their classes or something, they talked about surveying a farm field or something along those lines. So that's a snapshot of the problem, at least here in the States. You know, people just don't know what surveyors do. I mean, when somebody asks me what I do and I say I'm a land surveyor, they say, oh, you put plants, you design plants in people's yards, and they think I'm a landscaper. I'm like, no, I'm a land surveyor. And people just don't know. They don't know what a surveyor is. They don't know what a surveyor does until they need one, of course. Then they know, and then they complain about how much it costs.
Exactly.
So,
yes.
So it's awareness, creating awareness about the profession.
The cost is expensive because we have the equipment, softwares, and the cost is high. People don't understand this. And let's tell about the technology. We have technology is easy to use, but you need to know surveying, because if one thing is wrong, maybe you can ruin your job. So you need some knowledge to do surveying. You have these easy match softwares and and product, but you need to know surveying to use this product.
Yeah, Bruno's exactly right. There's a lot, and Ryan can speak to this. We can talk about drones a little bit. There are a lot of people that go out and buy a drone and start flying over, people's properties and measuring the Earth's surface and creating, a 3D file. And there's more times than not, lots of problems with those files because, they're not surveyors. They don't understand the importance of setting good ground control, and as a result their files aren't great. Would you agree with that, Ryan?
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, these guys go out and they buy a drone, and then all of a sudden they call themselves land surveyors, and they have no idea what they're doing with that. But they got their fancy drone with the RTK on there, and they think that they're gonna just do what we do as professionals.
Yeah,
and that's a struggle that we're having currently.
Yeah, and it's not regulated.
No,
at least not in every state. It's not regulated. So, it's the same thing. Somebody can go out there and buy a GPS unit and start, measuring and blah, blah, blah. And, they can think they're a surveyor. But, what people have to understand, when you give somebody a price to do a survey and, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how expensive that is. It's only going to take you 4 hours. Well, you're not just paying for the 4 hours of time it takes. You're paying for the expense of all the equipment and the technology, like Bruno said, and the software and the years of experience.
The 10,000 hours that you put in before that.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. So there's a lot that goes into it. But I tell people all the time, if you like technology, if you like to be outside, if you like math, you like history, you like to solve problems, it's a great profession. It really is. And it offers so much to so many different people.
So there are people like you that are professional surveyors, and there are a lot of people who do this as their, I would like to say, sport or a hobby or something like that. And for me, it's hard to get. There are people that buy a drone and scan around houses, and then they have the data, and then why?
Yeah,
I have. Never mind. Continue, Ken.
Yeah, that goes back to what I said. People can go out and buy a $400 drone and, fly around a person's property. And it's one thing if they're using the imagery or the video to for real estate purposes, to promote the sale of a property and show some beautiful pictures and video. That's one thing, anybody can do that. But when you start using a drone to generate, a 3D surface or to analyze property lines somehow, that's where it crosses the line, and then it becomes surveying. And in order to do that, you have to be a licensed professional.
And for projects, you collect this data to make projects about earthworks and get this data to make projects to build new things, new roads and infrastructure, houses, everything else. And to complement the subject, land surveyor is a profession that is really practical. You start learning surveyor in practice. You need to practice. You need to go to the field, and you can, if you are a smart boy or girl, you definitely can learn land surveyor in practicing. In my case, I start with when I was young with my father as a practical surveyor. I'm learning with my father, and later, 3 years before, I make the license land surveyor. I do the course surveyor technician, in a low from internet. I have a system who I watch the lessons, and 1 year and a half, 1 year and a half, I have my license to sign the project. And when I go to surveying technician, I was thinking, oh, I know a lot of surveying. I do this my whole life. But when I start to study, I discover new things.
Yeah,
And the networking with friends is really good.
Yeah, Bruno touched on a lot of really good points there. In my case, it took me eight years to become a licensed surveyor. I was living in Illinois at the time, and they didn't have a requirement for a college degree. It was all based on experience, and my college degree is actually in architecture. So it took me a really long time to become a licensed surveyor. But I'm glad it did, because like Bruno said, just because you get a license doesn't mean you know everything. And
Yes,
you
you
learn.
can tell now I am a licensed surveyor. Yay!
Yeah. And there's so many.
You have the trust, the confidence.
Yeah. And the thing is, I feel like I learn something new every day. And if once you start thinking you know it all, that's when you get in trouble. And in Bruno's case, he got brought up as a surveyor from a very young age because his dad was a surveyor. And there are so many people in the profession that have found it that way. Somebody in their family was a surveyor, their dad, their mom, whatever. That's how they get into it. And that's a lot of people are that way. In my case, I got introduced to it. It was a fluke in high school, actually. And it was just something that I always had interest in. And after college, there weren't a lot of architecture jobs. And I'm like, well, I'm going to try surveying. And that's what I did. And here I am 30 years later, having made it a career, and, no regrets. But like I said, I still learn something new every day. And with the technology advancing so rapidly, if you don't take the time to research and learn, it's going to pass you by. So my recommendation to people is, make contacts, build a network of people, like Bruno said, get involved with your state land surveyor associations, make every attempt to just learn. I learn every day, and that's what you have to do to be successful in this profession.
My advice to every surveyor, you need to go to INTERGEO every year to see the technologies, to always to be on top. You sometimes you can't buy a LiDAR laser scanner, but if you see, you make you expand your mind, and you make a point to go. Oh, for me, in my case, in some years, I want to work with LiDAR. Now it's expensive, but I have this in mind because I go to INTERGEO, I see everything you have, and the slogan for INTERGEO is really great. Inspiration for smarter world is definitely, for me, INTERGEO changed my mindset. When I see the Disneyland of the land surveying, it's a new word for me. I really impressive. So complementing that Kent says is you have to always search information. You have to follow the news to be a great surveyor.
Yeah, for sure. Is that you?
Yes. What I'm doing wrong? Come on. You are
your instrument's set up too high.
No, I'm with the hand on tripod.
Are you? Oh my goodness.
Yes, I'm. My hand is on tripod.
That's funny.
No problem. It's my first learning surveying.
Yeah. But it's again, just kind of going off of what Bruno said, I mean, there's so much technology available to us, and you can't afford it all. And honestly, when you buy the latest and greatest technology, 3 months later it's outdated and something new comes along. But the important thing is to know that there are so many tools available to us as surveyors. And I am a huge believer in working smarter, not harder. And if there's an easier way to do something because of technology, why not take a look at it, right?
Yes.
So, Bruno, are you working at your own, or are you part of a company, or?
I have this company, Top Terra. We do survey jobs and infrastructure and engineering projects. I'm a owner of a company, Top Terra, and we have this project, Museum Masters. I work with my friend Felipe. Is engineer. He is my friend from very long time, and that's it. We have here. I will tell here. Here is the cards of my company. I start with my dad. And the time is going passing, and is the cards along the time, and it's really cool.
Cool.
I learned survey with my dad. This is my dad. Look,
Yeah,
my
that's
dad.
awesome.
My dad is on the tripod, and is on.
That's cool. That's awesome.
He used this to input on HP.
Wow. That's so cool.
That looks so old school.
Yeah, a little
Yes.
old school. Yep. But it's good to learn things the old school way.
Definitely.
'Cause a lot of people now, these kids that get into the surveying and they hand them a GPS unit with a data collector, and it's measuring, but they have no idea why it's measuring, what it's measuring. They just know that it's measuring. So to know the old school way of doing things is incredibly valuable.
Who was it that came on the podcast and called them appliance operators?
Oh yeah, appliance operators. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Hey, Felipe make a comment on the chat, and he is telling he is a civil engineer, and during the graduation, he have surveying classes, but he is have the habilitation to do the work of surveying, but he don't learn everything about surveying, just superficial content on civil engineering. Do you guys have the same problem on states?
Yeah. I believe. Yeah.
For civil engineering students in the States, they have to take like one surveying
class. Yeah.
And it's very basic. It does not go in depth at all. So it's not something that's focused on at all.
Yeah. And I would go so far to say that the really good civil engineers that I've worked with have spent, at least a couple years out in the field on a survey crew, and they, at least have an understanding, because lots of times you work with civil engineers that don't really understand surveying. They ask you to do something, and it just becomes very confusing. But the ones that have had experience out in the field doing surveying are the best ones, in my opinion.
Yes, definitely.
So, maybe I don't get it, but you are also a part of a company, or?
I am. Yeah, I work for a company called Alta Southwest, and we have about 100 people throughout Arizona and Nevada. And Ryan, talk about who you work
I
for.
work for Half Associates. They're based out of Texas. Engineering surveying firm. I think it's about 11,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So it's a bigger firm all across the Southeast and now expanding into the Southwest.
So when you represent 11,000 company guys, you have to come here next year.
That's right. Yeah, we'll make a trip. The Geoholics will.
Yes. We'll do this live and in person.
Yeah, we'll do a podcast live at INTERGEO. That'd be awesome.
That would be
Yes.
crazy. I think there are tons of good
Please invite
guests
me.
here. Tons of good guests like Bruno, and definitely guests that are way deeper into these topics than I am. But it would be great to have you all out here. It's crazy. I can see the hexagon booth from my desk,
Oh, wow.
and there's sometimes a robotic dog who walks around here. It's
Oh yeah.
and it's
Yeah,
so cool.
that Boston Dynamics robotic dog, and I know Trimble's involved with that, and a number of the other equipment manufacturers. It's incredible. Now they have scanners that you can put on your body and walk around or hold in your hand, and it's just before long. I think every single project is going to be scanned, or flown with a UAV with a LiDAR sensor. There's just so many different ways to measure and collect data. The challenge is managing the amount of data that we're able to collect.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
With,
you see the problem.
With this system, we can work on Mars.
Yeah. True.
Well, anybody know Elon Musk here to send us to Mars to make some land surveying with a robot dog and drones?
Producer Jake.
Exactly.
Do you want to go with me, Ken, to Mars?
Well, yeah. If I don't go, our producer Jake, he would love to go with you.
Okay, Lennart can go and do some marketing on Mars.
He's got to bring his bike to Mars, his BMX bike. And,
it's way easier to ride. So I have this photo on my phone from the guy with this scanner on his body. So when I see the old school pictures of Bruno doing surveying with his tripod, that was hard to even get the data. And now it's super easy to get the data. So the big problem is the management of the data, or I'm wrong.
That's exactly right. And we can collect more data than ever before right now. And we can do it faster than ever before. So the challenge is on the office side, like you said, processing and managing all the data that we're able to collect. So it's a much faster process in the field, but it takes a little bit longer on the office side than maybe it did before. But the product that you're able to generate is so much better than ever before.
Mm-hmm.
And surveying is one final destiny. Don't matter if you're gonna do with a total station, with a laser scanner, with a compass, with it's the same thing. It's the precise measurement data.
It's true. I agree.
So we need to, in the future, to come back to the topic before with new people, to get kids into survey and so on. We need more people at the office on the desk who work with all these crazy amount of data to figure out the final product. So is there a kind of a new job?
I don't know if it's necessarily a new job, but I think that the folks that work on the office side, their skill set has to be a little bit different, a little more advanced now than what it had to be in the past. Let's say they have to be able to work with 3D point clouds and LiDAR data. So there's definitely an opportunity to like I say, just build the skill set. If you're able to work with 3D data now on the office side, you will never be without a job. That's for sure.
So Bruno, you have to learn all these 3D things.
What? Sorry?
You have to learn all these crazy 3D things. Can't talk about,
Yes.
and then
Yes, we are already working with 3D cloud points with photos by photos. The precision is not so good, but already is a thing on this big data, and that you can introduce yourself to the future. You can start with photos and drone, and later you can have a laser scanner or anything else.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan being a certified photogrammetrist, I'm sure he's seen some advancements on that side of things.
Absolutely. With LiDAR sensors, like you were talking about, LiDAR sensors going on drones now, that's crazy to me because,
Yeah,
you know, LiDAR, when it started, the sensors were massive.
yeah,
And now you can throw it in a Wingtra and
crazy.
fly 400 acres in no time.
Free plug, don't get used to it.
Yeah, exactly. But and then to go off of what Kent was saying with the being in the office for surveyors, one thing is the personality of a surveyor sometimes is a little rough to get along with other people, and there's a reason they like to be in the field. So, you know, the personality can be tricky to work in an office for
Yeah.
some of them.
That's a good point we should talk about. I know Bruno was talking about it a little bit. I mean, surveyors are a unique group of individuals. And, you know, I mean, some of the guys that have been doing this for 30, 40 years, you know, they're part of a different generation. You know, they can be considered old and crotchety and grumpy and, you know, difficult to deal with. And then you've got the younger generation, you know, that is so full of energy and so advanced on the technology side. You know, it's a challenge to meld the different generations of surveyors sometimes, and that's another challenge that we have. But you know, the older generation needs to accept the younger generation and, you know, the knowledge that they bring in regards to technology, and just embrace it, because that's the future of the profession.
We need more surveying technicians colleges in the world, I think. More surveying technicians. We need this. Spread the word.
Yeah, and the thing is, I mean, people that are interested in getting in the profession, not everybody has to become a licensed professional surveyor.
Yeah.
Technicians, you know, and field crew chiefs and field survey assistants, I mean, they're just as valuable, if not more, than the licensed professionals, because they're the ones doing the work primarily, and their knowledge and expertise is what makes companies money.
Yes, but it's important to have more technicians course to introduce new people, and I think is important. But you can start without a license, definitely.
Yep.
next year when we are at the INTERGEO together, you have to show me a few of your daily businesses. We have to grab some of these crazy tripod thingies, or maybe we can get a drone and you have to show me what you do, because it's still a hard work for me to get what it is exactly. I know how the data looks, I know the products, but it's still so unique and big what you're talking about, and I really try to get it, but it's so big. I need the experience of being a land surveyor for 10 minutes.
Yeah. And the technology has made it so easy. You know, I don't want to undersell it, but like these scanners, you know, that are out there now, I actually had a scanner salesman tell me the other day, I can teach a monkey how to scan. So that's how easy they've made it on the field side. You know, on the office side, it's a little more challenging, but to just go out in the field and set up a scanner in 4 different places, and it automatically, you know, weaves the scans together. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. So Lennart, we can make you a surveyor in probably about 10 minutes.
Oh, yes. Crazy. I'm pumped. That's definitely a good video project for next year.
Lennart, come to Brazil. I teach you. You can work at Top Terra or Museum Masters.
There you go. So Bruno, what is Measuring Masters?
Oh God. Museum Masters is a startup project that I decided to develop to have a second thing, like uh, like a hobby. I don't know. Is start with record videos to to another people to show projects, and later become a YouTube channel.
Hmm.
And uh, uh, and we make videos about land surveying, showing the profession, try to make a fun content to introduce these young peoples to land surveying. And we starting to we make 3D printed pieces. We have a store. We make accessories for land surveyors. This is
Wow.
one our product because we don't have sponsorships and we're trying to make some money. And this is a bracket for land surveying. And today with the technology, we controlling the data collectors with smartphones. So you can attach the smartphone here, and you
Wow.
are able to control your GNSS. This is one thing we sell on Museum Masters. And
That's awesome.
we have the adapter for the total station too, uh, that you can put your smartphone here, and you can work on sorry. And you can put on total station, and you can control your total station.
Oh wow. That's
Oh,
awesome.
is better now.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
and you can control your total station. And this is one this thing on land surveyor controllers on Android devices is really good.
Very cool. That's awesome. Very cool. Well, a little bit about the Geoholics real quick. So we we started this podcast about 2 years ago, and we had no idea what we were doing. Ryan and I just like podcasts, and we noticed there wasn't a podcast that catered to geospatial professionals. So that's how we got started. We just recorded our 99th episode last night, as a matter of fact, and we have literally had guests on from all over the world.
Absolutely.
Geospatial professionals from every walk of life. Surveyors and GIS folks and hydrographic surveyors and drone UAV professionals and actually VR and AI, and it's just amazing. I mean, we've learned so much about the geospatial community, and it is a big community.
Absolutely.
And that's what we need to focus on, bringing everybody together from all walks of geospatial life. And we all need each other. I know sometimes there's some lines drawn in the sand, but we gotta erase those lines and just all work together to build just an incredibly strong geospatial community, because now is such an exciting time. We're needed now more than ever. And I think the projected job growth is like 35 to 40% over the next couple of years, and which is unbelievable. So good time to be a part of it for sure.
Exactly.
And you can find the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean. You can go to our website, www.thegeoholics.com. You can find us there. And our email address, info@thegeoholics.com. We'd love to hear from you.
And it's the biggest and I think the only geospatial podcast in the world.
It's the best. Let's put it that way.
Okay, the best. But
That's confidence right there.
The biggest and the best.
okay,
Yeah, and you can. We're fun guys. We have a lot of fun. I mean, geospatial can be a boring topic. Let's face it.
Mhm.
But we have a really good time with it, and I think we have a knack of making our guests feel very comfortable. And when somebody's comfortable and has passion about what they're talking about, it makes for some really good content. So we say it all the time. Our goal is to add value and make friends with every episode. And if we can do that, then I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not always geospatial either. We have some other guests that are random.
Mhm.
We've had baseball guests,
Yeah.
musical guests,
Olympic athletes.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's not just geospatial. You never know what you're going to get week
Yeah.
to week with us.
yeah,
Good point.
I started to following a few seconds ago with my Spotify account.
Yeah, and if you go to follow us on Spotify, and then also if you're on Spotify, we actually have a soundtrack, because every episode we allow the guest to pick the band or the music that they want to be a part of the episode. So there's the Geoholics playlist on Spotify as well that you can subscribe to.
From the Groster.
The Groster, yeah, that's me. It's a long story.
And
Hey, Lennart.
I have one
and-
question. Sorry for the podcast thing. And can you tell me how many people are in the community of the Geoholics? I'm a social media reach guy, so I'm a bit
Yeah.
nerdy about this data.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. And we've had 50,000 downloads. We have over 1,000 members of our LinkedIn group. I think right at 1,000 followers on Instagram and over 1,000 followers on Facebook. So we're growing, and it's growing exponentially. It's pretty exciting.
Oh, that's so cool. And it's
Yeah,
it's worldwide. I just scrolled down a bit, and there was a guy
Mhm.
from Sweden, a guy from Holland.
Yeah,
That's super cool. So
yeah.
if I can do something as in my position as social media guy at INTERGEO, just send me a message. I will give you my contact later, and then we'll put something together because your project is so cool.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
let's do that. I would love to.
When we started this podcast, it was all local guests. We did it all in studio, in person. And, when COVID came around, we did it, a few of them from our homes on Zoom. And then
Yeah.
it's expanded to stuff like this where we've gone global.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Crazy.
And we didn't even plan on this. We didn't plan on this. I mean, we thought it was just going to be, something small,
Mhm.
and it has literally taken on a life of its own. And, Bruno, again, I can't thank you enough for reaching out and inviting us to be a part of this. Yeah, super exciting. And we're humbled, and just, thank you. And thank you, Lennart, for helping to produce it.
Yeah, it's super cool. Bruno is definitely one of the craziest guys here at INTERGEO. For me, he's one of a small guy in Brazil, and he sends me and all INTERGEO's channels so much input, and it's sometimes hard for me to answer because it's so much, and it comes on. There's always the time change between Germany, where I am, and his time in Brazil, and I start in the morning in the office, and I have 10 messages, and every message is great. It's so cool, and now he brought us as the INTERGEO together with the Geoholics podcast, which is also an amazing big platform. So I'm super thankful for the times we had here. So I'm just speechless. Thank you, guys.
Oh, thank you for sure. I have a feeling if the four of us get together in person at INTERGEO next year, we may not come out alive. We'll end up at a pub somewhere, and who knows what happens after that.
My colleague was just a few minutes ago at the shop to grab some beers and bring it here to our booth.
I love it. I love it.
We definitely go next year in person. That will be a great win to be together with you guys. and maybe do a podcast in live in
Yeah,
person.
yeah, for sure. We could record a bunch of podcasts from
Yeah,
INTERGEO.
Absolutely.
if you need a booth here, we definitely can figure it out for you.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Maybe you have to bring
We have a
bit of
booth.
your technique, but I think we will figure out something. And even if you need some voucher codes to invite people, even I think next year we still have the digital thing and the live event.
Okay.
So it would be great to put all these people together here at the INTERGEO. So I'm super happy and I'm really looking forward to it next year.
Yeah, us as well. Thank you.
Hey, Lennart, you ask a lot of questions for us. I want to make a question for you. You are a pro biker? Because I see one video on YouTube. Hey, everybody, search to Lennart Preuss BMX. The guy is crazy. It's a mortal. You definitely can run Olympics. Maybe next Olympics this year we have the skateboarding. Next year maybe we have bike, and you definitely go on.
Yeah, BMX is already a part of the Olympics. It was
Yes?
just in Tokyo now, but the level is crazy, and I think it's a bit like the surveying thing. There are people who are really into this Olympic thing and putting all these crazy contest runs together. And for me, it's just having a great time with my buddies and filming some smaller projects, throwing clips together, and traveling around the world to ride my bike. So that's more my lifestyle. And yes, I was professional until 2019.
Oh, well.
But then I started my job here at the INTERGEO to get into the real work life. So I still write a lot and I love it so much. But I'm 25 now, and you have to think about how you live your life till the end. And now I'm super happy with my job here in the office, and it's somehow similar to my old job as a professional bike rider. It sounds so stupid to say that.
Yeah.
But all these social media things and interacting with people it's not that far away than riding bikes and meeting people from everywhere in the world in a small skate park. So I'm super happy, and I will definitely stay here at the INTERGEO team for the next years. So
That's
thank you so
awesome.
much for the intro, Bruno.
Yeah, that's so
Thank
exciting.
you.
You never know who you're going to meet. You know, everybody's got a story. That's the way we look at it. And, you know, getting people to tell their stories is so much fun.
So yes,
we
think
do it.
Maybe I have to leave now because I have another job here to do, but I'm super thankful for the opportunity, as I said. So if you have any last words, the stage is yours.
He's got to go because those beers are showing up.
The beers are there. Yeah. Yeah. All I'll say is just, again, thank you. You know, this is a great platform. I'm really looking forward to seeing how we can collaborate and, you know, just spread the word about, you know, not only surveying, but, you know, geomatics and the geospatial community in general. So, just got to keep working at it. And I'm just really excited to have met you guys. And thank you again for the opportunity.
And the platform is, the expo will go another day. So please look around, join other rooms, talk to people, and have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Hey,
Thank you.
I want to say thank you for INTERGEO for the support and for the partnership. Is really important to our project, for Museum Masters, for Geoholics. It's a great opportunity. Thank you so much, Lennart, for all you do for us. And that's it. Really thankful for that. And INTERGEO is the biggest fair about geo in the world. And I want to every year to invite more and more surveyors to go to INTERGEO. And that's it. Thank you, Lennart. Thank you to the whole team of INTERGEO, to the entire team.
The whole team is here. So
Oh,
there are all the communication guys and cutters, editors.
Wow.
The film
So
crew is
cool.
here, and then we have another office here with all the guys who are involved in the real expos thing, doing the movies. And I will show you around. That's my office.
Wow.
cool.
That's awesome.
Maybe you can do a free walk in another time on the fair. You can to show this experience to see the fair. Go walking with a camera to show us.
Yeah.
the
Well,
fair.
you can walk with a scanner, I suppose, and make it a virtual reality experience.
There you go.
There are definitely
Yeah.
a lot of scanners here.
I
But
bet.
if you want further information, so please follow INTERGEO on all their social media channels.
Okay.
There's tons of insight on Instagram. We do a lot of there with photos behind the scenes. We repost a lot, and also LinkedIn is growing. Twitter's crazy. So thankful for the whole surveying community. So
You're doing a great job, Leonard. Keep it up.
thank you. You too.
All right. Have a good
Thank
day,
you.
everybody. Be safe.
Be safe. See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys, I think it is us now.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yes.
That was a lot of fun,
Uh,
Bruno. Thank you again for inviting us to do it. I mean, that was a blast.
Thank you to join. This is
Yep.
really good.
Glad it worked out.
Yeah. And where is the sound? Where is the rock and roll? Let's. Okay.
Yeah.
we gonna finish here or how far?
Yeah. Well, we'll have you on. We'll have you on one of our episodes once, and you can be a guest on our show.
Yes.
I think it would be a lot of fun.
Okay.
All right, I got to get to my real job.
Yes.
Okay. I will stay here, looking to INTERGEO and.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
Thanks
you.
again,
Thanks,
Bruno.
Bruno.
We'll be in touch.
Thank you.
Talk to you
Bye-bye.
soon.
Talk.
Have a good one.
Bye bye, my friend.
Bye.